Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is pretty special because I am celebrating 1,000 WordPress followers. When I hit 500 WordPress followers last year, I did an AMA where I took questions from Twitter and Instagram to answer on my YouTube channel. And I asked you guys what you guys would like to see to celebrate 1,000 WordPress subscribers, and everybody really wanted to see another AMA, so here we are. I am going to start off this video by taking some questions from my patrons. I started a Patreon in February, and if that is something that interests you, the link will be down below in the description. Michael asks, do you have a process when writing for your blog? I kind of have a process, so basically anytime I have an idea, I will put it in my phone first, and then I will come back to WordPress and I will make a draft, and I will either title it something so that it triggers, oh yeah, I wanted to write about that, or I will write a few lines in the description with a placeholder title until I can come back to it and actually flesh it out. And usually when I write, it's over a few days at a time if it's a longer blog post. If it's something short and sweet, I can usually have it done within the same day. But on the longer posts, like the mental health posts that I write about, those will take, over the course of a week for me to write about, because I'll write it all down first, and then I'll go back and I'll add in details, and then I'll go back and try and proofread. Michael also asks, what is your definition of a geek? For me, a geek would be somebody that really loves some kind of fandom, whether that is like Marvel, or if it's just comic books, or maybe it's K-pop, or maybe it's just anime, or maybe you have a love of all of those things, some kind of combination. I feel like nowadays you can pretty much geek out over anything, but most people will refer to a geek as like somebody that plays video games or somebody that watches anime. And I feel like while yes, those people are geeks, I feel like you can geek out about pretty much anything. If it interests you and there's a community behind it, I don't see why you couldn't be a geek about that. What is something that you consider normal but other people see as weird? Something that comes to mind right now is something that I saw plus size nerds share I think over Facebook today, and that was, is it okay to be upset over a character dying, or a series ending, or finishing a video game? Is it okay to be sad about those kind of things? And she shared that her therapist told her that it was perfectly normal to be sad about those kind of things. And I think that's something that not a lot of people understand. I remember I was absolutely torn apart when the 9th Doctor transformed to the 10th Doctor, because I was like, how can they do this? How can they just replace the main character? In fact, I wouldn't watch Doctor Who for 2 weeks because I was mourning Christopher Eccleston's character so badly. And my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, he was like, you will really like David Tennant if you just give him a chance. And I did. I loved David Tennant, and when David Tennant regenerated, I cried again and had to have some time to mourn his character. And I don't think a lot of people think that that's normal, or that that's okay, that maybe it's an unhealthy obsession. But I think it's pretty normal to feel that way, because we connect with these characters, and we connect with video games, and we connect with TV series that we watch. And I think that's perfectly okay to mourn the end of something. This next question comes from Twitter, from Kiko, and I am so sorry if I am mispronouncing anybody's names. I'm trying my best. Kiko asks, what is your favorite hobby? My favorite hobby right now is writing, and I know that sounds kind of, oh, well, you're a blogger, so that makes sense that writing is your favorite hobby. But I feel like I can most express myself when I write. And right now, I feel like it's something that I am really connecting with. Usually, like when I am going through something, that's when my writing really starts to shine, because I feel like I'm able to put those emotions into my writing. All right, we've got a couple of questions from Instagram that I'm going to go over. And this first one is from Lita, and she asks, can you see yourself being a blogger granny well into your seniorhood? I plan to write for as long as possible, for as long as I am able to use my hands or speak to a device to write down my thoughts. I always plan to keep writing. As far as blogging until I'm an old granny, I would really like to. I don't know if a geeky gal is going to carry me that far into the future. You know, that could mean another website. It could mean rebranding again, because I don't know if a geeky gal is going to be me when I'm, you know, in my 80s. But it would be really cool to like have my blog for that long and feel comfortable enough to keep writing the way I am now. But I definitely don't plan to stop writing at all. Jacey from Thinking Moonblog asks, what YouTuber made you want to YouTube? Over the years, I have watched a lot of different YouTubers, and the first one that I really watched closely was probably Markiplier. And I don't do a ton of Let's Plays on my channel, but that was kind of what sparked my interest to start a YouTube. I was like, I would really, really love to play just horror games on my YouTube channel. And while I am hoping to still do that, because I have my Rule of Rose Let's Play going on right now, and I plan to continue to play these horror games, I wanted to flesh my channel out a little bit more with things that I care about that aren't just video games. So this channel kind of has two facets. One is Let's Plays, and the other I haven't really categorized yet. In my head, I call them main channel videos, but this is the only channel I have. So I'll have to come up with a name for these kind of sit-down videos. But I mean, Markiplier kind of got me to at least try it. And I know he doesn't do these kind of sit-down videos, but I feel like it was a spark of inspiration to at least try. We have some more questions from Twitter. These are going to be from Anna, and Anna asks, what is your favorite art piece you've ever created? Can you show us? I wish I could show you guys some of the stuff I have worked on as far as 3D modeling goes, but I can't. So I am going to show you something that I drew kind of recently. Not too long ago, I decided I wanted to get back into drawing, and I haven't drawn since college. So you're looking at maybe 5 or 6 years that I haven't actually tried to draw anything. So I invested in an iPad Pro, and I got the little Apple Pencil, and I bought Procreate, because you actually have to buy it. I didn't realize that it wasn't an app that was already on the iPad. So I bought the app, and I just started practicing drawing, and I created some logos for clients on there. And then I was like, I really should work on finding a style. So I took a picture of myself as reference, and I just started to draw. And I really am pretty pleased with how it came out, considering how long it's been. I had it practiced, and I just wasn't sure what it was going to come out like. So I will put that on the screen for you guys. Not sure which side it's going to be on. And show you guys my little, drawing of myself. And I really hope to keep drawing. I haven't had time recently, which really sucks. But I do hope to keep drawing and getting better and developing a style of my own. Our second question is, what's your favorite game to play with others? I don't really get to play that many multiplayer games. Usually I am a bit too busy. My schedule doesn't really line up with other people who want to play. For a little while, I was able to play Minecraft with my cousin, which was actually a lot of fun. It's been a while since I've been able to do that. But if I had to pick my favorite multiplayer game, it would have to be 7 Days to Die. Which probably sounds really strange, considering I hate shooting games. But I love 7 Days. That game is so much fun. Her third question is, what's something geeky you and your husband enjoy doing together? Alec and I have a lot of the same interests. We both really, really like to play video games. However, we tend to choose one-player games, so it's not like we get to really play together. But it is nice to be side by side with each other when we're on the computers and able to play games next to each other. But I think the thing that we enjoy most that we do together is watching series on like Hulu or Netflix. And this might sound like a lazy answer, but because of him, I have found new shows that I would have never tried if he hadn't told me that we needed to watch them together. And one of those shows that we just picked back up is Stargate. So we are watching Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis side by side right now. And I love these series, and I don't think I would have ever watched them if he hadn't said, let's watch these together. Anna's last question is, what's your favorite blog post that you've written so far? I always have a really hard time answering this question because I feel like I put a piece of myself in each blog post I write. So it's almost like I'm having to pick a favorite child. If I had to pick one though, that was pretty recent, I would probably choose 5 Lessons from Therapy. And I wrote that for mental health in the geek community. It's a series on my blog that I do where I discuss mental health and I try to offer advice from somebody who is not a medical professional, but just somebody who is also going through something that you guys might be going through too. And if you're just looking for camaraderie or if maybe just some advice would help you, I think 5 Lessons from Therapy is one of those blog posts where I feel like I open myself up to my readers, and I hoped that even just me learning these things in therapy, that maybe they could also see something in it for themselves as well. And I really enjoy writing pieces like that where I feel like not only am I getting something off my chest, or I am writing something that I care about, but also the reader gets something from it, and it's not just a fun story, it's something that they can reflect on. We have another question from Instagram, and this is one from Cutscene IBIF, and they ask, what anime have you watched the most times through? For a long time, I was extremely obsessed with the anime Inuyasha. And I have probably seen most episodes 2 or 3 times. And that probably sounds absolutely terrible, but I got into it in middle school, and I used to stay up at night to catch whatever episodes I could on Adult Swim. Sometimes they would do a double feature where they would show last week's episode and then that week's episode, so I would watch both of those. Our next question is also from Lita, and this one is on Twitter, and she asks, what have you gotten the most out of blogging? That is a really good question, and if I had to pick just one thing, which is almost impossible, because I think that blogging has not only made me a better writer, but I've also been able to kind of reflect on myself, and I feel like I've become a better person through blogging. But I also really love our community because there are so many good bloggers out there who are willing to help, who are willing to lend a hand, who are willing to give advice. Then we have individuals who become our closest friends because we talk to each other over DMs, and sometimes it's not just about writing or blogging, but things that are going on in our personal lives, and we connect. But if I have to pick, I'm going to say community and friendships have been something I've gotten the most out of blogging. Okay, last question is from Twitter, and it is from Savior Gaming, and they ask, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Follow-up question, what is your favorite Monty Python movie? To answer your first question, I need to know if it's an African or European swallow. And to be perfectly honest, I have only seen 2 Monty Python movies, and the first one was Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and the second one was Life of Brian. And if I had to pick, I'm gonna have to go with Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Okay, you guys, so that was all of our questions for this AMA. And I want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you who have been supporting me, whether it's through this YouTube channel or it's through the blog or through Patreon. I just feel so lucky to have people that are in my corner, people that enjoy reading what I write, people that enjoy watching these videos. I just feel incredibly humbled to know that I have 1,000 followers on WordPress. That means there's at least 1,000 people that actually read my blog and care about it. And I just can't get over that. I never imagined that I'd have 500, let alone 1,000 followers on WordPress. So I feel like I must be doing something right and that my content is enjoyable. So thank you. Thank you for getting me to 1,000 WordPress followers. And I want to end this video by saying special thanks to my $10 patrons. I will have them credited at the end of this video. And if Patreon is something that you would be interested in, it is of course linked in the description. And if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!